Captain Insano shows no mercy.
Hold on to your butts.
Welcome back to the Basement Monsters podcast. I'm Ivan Vargas. That's Luke Nettles, and Jesus, it's going to happen again. Oh my God! As I speak, we're going to wrap up this Cardinals Cowboys game because this is over.
Slaughter.
This game is over. The
Slaughter.
Cowboys are nowhere to be found. They have no enthusiasm, no will, no fight, no anything. This team is dead in the water. The Cowboys are done. The season is over.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The season is done.
Bring in Lawrence.
This team is there's no effort. There's no effort on the football field right now for Dallas. There's zero effort out on the football field. Zero effort. Nuke almost took it back again. It was going to be another 80-yard touchdown pass, damn near. Like this is ridiculous. This is not anywhere near the team that they said on paper or this team is trash. This team is a joke. This team, paper champions. Mm-hmm. They're paper champions. Mm-hmm. You know they get crowned every year. They're not fucking America's team.
I think that's going away.
Nobody gives a shit about Dallas, but Dallas.
No, I mean there are a lot of Dallas fans, but I can tell you this right now. Let's just look at it. This is how stale the NFL has been for a long time. Like it's been those organizations, Dallas, Pittsburgh. It's been those guys winning for so long. Like that's why I so want. I hate to say this, but that's why I so want like the Cleveland Browns to be good. I want the Cardinals to be good. I want Tampa Bay to be good. I want Miami, Buffalo, anybody outside of the normal 8 that you get inside the playoffs. That's starting to happen.
It's the normal 8 that they fucking predict every year. It's the normal 8 that the national media talks about. The normal run-of-the-mill teams that they're going to talk about. Outside of those big markets, it's like, do they really give a shit? Unless the little team is a powerhouse, unless the little team is a juggernaut, they don't really give a shit. So all you hear is a Dallas. All you hear is Yankee this. You know what I'm saying? All you hear is those major market teams, the ones that have this tradition, but don't really have a fucking tradition right now. The tradition is old, and it's all about
money. They got money.
It's all about money.
Like I said,
anything that the Dallas Cowboys have done, it's been 30 years. It's all damn near.
No, I know, but I mean, I'm gonna tell you this, like about Dallas, like they had the Aikman years and the Michael Irvin years and all that good stuff. But I mean, outside that, like Dallas has never had a Cleveland Browns or Detroit Lions season. You know what I mean? Like. That's what I'm talking about. When I'm talking about organizations coming up, like I want these other teams. Like I root for them. I mean, Tampa's my team, obviously. So I mean, 86 that one, but like Detroit, Buffalo, Miami, you name it. I mean, anybody except outside of Dallas, Pittsburgh. You know what I mean? Like Seattle, like all those guys. Like I don't want that. I want the league to come up, and I don't know.
It's not 31-3. This game's over. It was over. it was over at 14-0. Shit, it was over at 7-0. The Cowboys are.
Let me tell you where it was over,
the Cowboys are lifeless. They're lifeless on the field. You need to start pulling starters and start putting somebody out there that's going to want to play because you're going to get a lackluster performance the rest of the game.
Hey, at this point,
thank God, it's almost over to put this Cowboys team out of its misery tonight.
Dude, I'm telling you what. I mean, if I'm Dallas, pull all the starters. I'm running all my second string guys because I'll tell you what, on the back end, it's going to reap rewards because these guys are going to have game experience, whatever.
Maybe, but your team's still shit. Your team's still stuck in the 90s. Your organizational philosophy is stuck in the 90s.
Yeah, it happened once. It doesn't happen.
You're trying to find Emmett Smith again. You're trying to find Troy Aikman again. You're trying to find Michael Irvin. That shit isn't there. Your offensive line is in shambles. Your offensive line isn't anywhere near the offensive line it was 2, 3, 4 years ago.
Your running back isn't what he was 2 years ago.
Not at all.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, hold on. Let me just throw a little knowledge at you real quick. This is some crazy stuff that I found. So let me go ahead and say this right here. Let's see. This is for Dallas. The Cowboys have allowed 24 points off of turnovers, most since week 2, 2009. That's the first little gem. Next one. CeeDee Lamb is the only rookie since at least 1950 with 5+ receptions in each of their team's first 6 games.
And he barely touched the ball tonight.
Right. The Cowboys have allowed 25+ points in 5 consecutive games. That ties the longest streak by Dallas in the last 30 seasons. The Cardinals have 100+ rush yards in each of their first 6 games, which is the first since 1988. Like it's ugly. It's really ugly. It's just really ugly. And I mean, like when you hear stuff like that,
I take that back. CeeDee Lamb has had 9 targets, 6 receptions, but I felt like
no, he didn't do anything in the first half though.
That was late. I felt like all those targets were late.
They were.
It was all in garbage time. It was all in stress time. The game was already lost. You know what I'm saying? The game was already lost.
I'll tell you where the game was lost. The game was lost when it was not 59. As soon as that clock started, Dallas already lost. I mean, it's just that's how bad they are. People, everybody can think what they want, but I'm going to tell you what, dude. I would be surprised. I'll be shocked if Dallas wins more than 6 games this year.
I don't doubt you, dude. Every time I look at your screen, I feel like a stripper is going to come out the back. I'm like, what the? Like the red light trips me out sometimes. But no, you're right. Like this team should not be talked about anymore.
No,
this team should not be talked about. They shouldn't be shoved down our throats. This team is trash. There's nothing to be watched. There's nothing to be watched here. Look, another sack. Oh no, he just got it away. No offensive line, no will to play, no desire to play. I know you lost your leader, but this game just you pretty much said we're laying down this year.
Yeah. Hey, next man up. Someone's got to step up and take his spot. If you, I mean, I don't know. To me, I'm old school. So I like those old school teams, like Jack Ham telling Mean Joe Green, dude, if you don't start playing, I'm gonna kick your ass after the game. That's the kind of shit I want. That's what you need, and then, like we saw with Buffalo's, Josh Allen's demeanor affects everybody. It's like a ripple.
We saw 2 teams tonight quit.
Yeah.
I really don't want to say quit because
Buffalo did make an attempt.
I want to believe any athlete, any real competitor would quit. But you didn't look like you want to try to come back and win.
No.
You didn't look like you want to try, you wanted to go ahead and make it something. It was, and Dallas is showing you here right now. This game was done in the second quarter. We could have wrapped it up in the second. We should have wrapped it up when we finished our last segment. I'm upset. I'm upset that I had to stay up and watch this. I mean, I love football and all, but at least make it a fucking game. This is it's terrible football. I'm watching one team beat the living shit out of the other team in all facets.
Yeah, I could have been catching up on whatever, The Boys or whatever show you're streaming right now.
Oh shit! I gotta go Thanks for
I mean, what? I hate to say it, man. I mean, I understand where Dallas fans came from, but at the same time, I think you're starting to see the suffrage over it is just that maybe Jason Garrett was doing something right.
Maybe it wasn't.
Maybe 2 redheads are better than 1.
What if Garrett would have been? Wait, what? See, now you're onto something. That
could
ginger
be.
connection.
It could be.
Ginger
they're
power.
They're both soulless.
That ginger power with Garrett and Dalton. I think that would have been a connection, dude.
It's the 1-2 punch, man.
That would have been a connection, man.
It's the 1-2 punch.
They screwed up. They should have brought in Andy earlier. No, man. You know what? The thing is, I feel so sorry for Dak, but Dak, you should have taken $100 million. You should have took some money. I hope he comes back strong and gets his money. But you should have took the money. But with that same breath, I'm gonna say this: Dallas has to understand Dak is your guy. After watching this shit with the offense that with the numbers he was putting up with your offense before he went out, this offense did this 3 points, 3 points. Dak was it. It was all Dak. It was
Now
all
you
Dak.
know. Now you know.
So you got. I mean, like Dak has all the leverage still. I feel like he's hurt, but it like they said his surgery went successfully.
Yeah.
I wish him the best, a speedy recovery, and get back on the football field if he's healthy.
For sure.
But man, this is not good. You brought in Andy Dalton because you pretty much said that you could win without Dak. That's pretty much saying if you screw up within these first couple games, we have a guy or in a situation that just happened.
No, they don't. No, they don't. They don't have a guy.
You're right. They don't. That's their fucking mentality. I'm telling you, they thought that shit. That's why else would you bring Andy in?
No. I mean, and dude, I don't give a damn who you are in the NFL. If your team brings in another guy that started for another franchise, like there's you know what I mean? Like there's a thought in the back of your head because you know how many times have we seen a backup guy come in and do well? You know what I mean? Especially lately. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, but I mean, I don't think Dak felt any pressure from Dalton. I think Dallas is a bunch of dipshits for fucking picking Dalton. Dalton is garbage. Yes, okay.
You had your chance at Cam.
No, listen.
You had your chance at multiple quarterbacks, dog. Multiple quarterbacks you had your chance at. If you thought Dak wasn't your guy.
No,
that's the thing. They didn't. I don't think they ever thought Dak was going to be their guy. Dak is putting up astronomical numbers on pace to what was it, over 6,000?
It was like 6,247 or something like that. It was crazy.
Some ridiculous number he's on pace to break. He's bringing your team back, multiple times in games that you shouldn't be in, and you disrespect him like by signing a guy like Andy Dalton.
Hey, dude, I'm gonna tell you what. Like, if I'm Dak, dude, I'm not even considering a Dallas offer. Straight up, I'm gonna be like, listen. I came out here. You had the opportunity to sign me. I came out here. I gave up my franchise tag best, and I got smoked. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry. Like that. Oh man, I don't want to make the comparison, and I'm not going to. That's a whole other thought. But anyway, like if I'm Dak, I'm not even considering a Dallas offer because you know what? Dak Prescott could go to almost any franchise now and start.
The thing is $100 million. The thing is Dak is talking about the per year, and Dak knows that he knows Jerry has it. He knows the NFL. He was going to take his shot on himself, and that's respectable.
I get it.
But with that same breath, we know what the risk is. Mm-hmm. It's terrible. Yeah. It really is. I'm looking at Dak this year. Like, man, Dak, you're really that dude, Dak. Like, you really might be that dude. You really might have worked out everything because he wasn't playing bad. Mm-mm. He wasn't playing bad. It was when you got a team that's giving up 31 points consistently, a defense that can't stop. You can't stop a blind man walking down the street. Literally, can't do a goddamn thing to help your offense. What are you going to get? It would have been Dak. It would have been Dak killing himself this year to try to get this team to win.
Yeah,
but Dak Prescott is their guy, and I think you blew it. I think the Cowboys blew it with them.
I really hope so, man. I you know what I mean? Because there's nothing more than I would love to see than the Dallas Cowboys to not have a quarterback that's even halfway good. You know, Dak. I mean, I'm not a big fan. You know what I mean? Like I'm just not a Dallas fan. It's not that I'm not a fan of Dak. Like Dak is obviously getting it done. Like I've had him in a couple fantasy leagues. He's done decent. You know what I mean? Like on a bye week for somebody else, but you know what I mean.
But he's a decent.
But I'm gonna tell you what I saw out of Dak the first 5 games, man. I'm telling you what, like if I'm Dak, I'm like, you know what? I think that's maybe what Dak was out to do. He's just like, listen, I'm just gonna put it all out there because
all out and see who wants.
Hold on, because if Dallas comes with some low shit.
Yeah.
Fuck you! I'm out of here. I just threw for over 5,000, 6,000 yards, and I'm not worth $100 million or a 23 per year. Fuck you, then.
I think he wants 40. I think it was at 40. Oh my gosh! It was it was close to 50. I think.
What's that? 50 what?
I have to look at
50 a year?
point is that they didn't want to give him his money, the money that he wanted. Mm-hmm. So I think you're right. I think Dak was going to take a shot on himself and then leave Dallas. I can see him leaving Dallas.
Dude, it'd be the best thing for him. I'm gonna tell you what, like, hey, like I said, it's high time that the Dallas Cowboys went down to the basement. I mean, it's just like no team is amazing every year. You know what I mean? Like, and Dallas, and you know that maybe that's where Dallas has got the greatest marketing machine in the world as far as I'm concerned. But I mean, like, Dallas has been on top, or at least been talked about for so long. I remember talking to you earlier in the season, before the season even started, and looking at Dallas and be like, wow, they got Gallup, Cooper, and CeeDee Lamb, and Zeke. And I was just like, and Jalen Smith. Oh my God.
In one of my Super Bowl picks.
Yep. Dallas, Indianapolis.
We gave ourselves 3 chances. I had Dallas and the Colts.
Yep. I remember. Yeah.
This team, even with Dawn, you were expecting you sign a starter, a former starter, because you want it to go seamless if anything goes wrong. Mm-hmm. And this is not seamless. Like this
right,
is not
no, 100%, man. It's like I said, dude, I'm so ready. I mean, like, I'm ready to see teams like Detroit thrive and teams like Dallas and Pittsburgh and San Francisco. I'm ready to see those guys. I mean, I'm not even mad at the Chiefs. Like, I love the
traditional
Chiefs.
Names. The traditional names you're kind of sick of.
Right. I mean, it's just the same thing. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I love football. Don't get it twisted. I'll watch it every day. It's on. But, like, you know, when the same teams are always getting to the playoffs and it's always the same, like, you can't tell me that's not a little stale, man. It's a little stale.
My thing is, I don't care if they get to the playoffs or not. If you get to the playoffs, you're obviously a good team. My thing is, if you suck and you still get attention, you still get nationally televised games, you still get the media talking about you, still loving you, still praising you, throwing it in the nation's face. America's team, kiss my ass, bro, kiss my ass. This team is trash. This team is trash. This team is trash to America and to Dallas. Like, it's trash right now. You can't stop offering me up. Stop trying to serve me the Dallas Cowboys.
100%.
Stop trying to serve me force feed me the Dallas Cowboys. They're garbage. They're not going to change. They're not going to change, bro.
Like I said, the Dallas Cowboys.
I don't give a shit how many receivers you stack up. I don't give a shit about Zeke. Is obviously not the same running back. Obviously not the same running back. And that offensive line is obviously not the same. So maybe maybe both of those coincide. But your team's not the same and they're underperforming. And then, like I said, it all goes back. It all goes back to Jerry, dude. It all goes back to Jerry and his decisions and just his meddling in team business. Like, he needs to.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Back. He needs to take a step back.
You know, there's a lot of, you know, and everybody knows it, man. There's a lot of teams in the NFL where, and I mean, this is people that like all different teams. But I mean, you could. I'm not going to name them, but like, you could. When I say this, you're going to be like, okay, yeah, it's those guys. But I mean, there are some teams with some owners, you know. First of all, let me say kudos, Jerry. Jerry's built that into whatever he's built it into. But like I said, you know, hey, those guys that stay high eventually got to go low. Like, I'm telling you, man, like, you can't maintain that.
It's just the people the personnel he's put out there, the coaches.
But that's what that was my point.
Your defense is bad with the players you have.
Yes, that was my point, though. It's like, you know, there's a lot of teams in the NFL whose ownership, and everybody knows it, and there's one really close to us that is just stuck in that old mentality. And I get it. You know, hey, if it's not broke, don't fix it. But guess what? You didn't break it, but guess what? It still got broken and down in Dallas. And it's like, you know, what are you going to do now, Jerry? Now it's not, you know, all praise and praise and praise. It's like now, okay, so you brought in Andy Dalton or McCarthy did, whoever. Why? I'd rather go get Mitch Trubisky or Darnold over Ginger or whatever his name is. Chucky. Well, I don't know what his name is. Dalton. Red Rocket. Sounds like something on a dog. But you know what I mean? Like, that guy just like, I couldn't even believe it when they got him. I was like, are you serious? Like, I'd rather go get Josh Rosen and maybe hope to develop.
Yeah, where's Josh Rosen?
I'd rather help to develop somebody. I'd rather.
That's a good. I don't know if he can help somebody or not. The guy's been cut from a couple teams. Maybe he's not good. I don't know.
Well, I mean,
But
you know what?
it
Rosen,
wouldn't hurt at this point. It wouldn't hurt at this point for Dallas to go ahead and take a peek at guys like Josh Rosen.
No, because you know,
don't get Cap. Shit,
anybody. I mean,
Anybody.
like I said, at this point right now, like let's say you do get Rosen, and he comes in and he clicks. You look like the greatest genius, which would stimulate Jerry's ego so much.
I hate it.
I would too,
hate it, dude.
but I feel like there's players that come through the NFL, and you'll agree. There's players that come through the NFL and just never really quite land where they're supposed to. You know what I mean? And then vice versa. There's guys that you never saw coming that just kill it. You know what I mean? But I feel like Josh, and I'm gonna tell you another one. And I'm not even kidding. I'm gonna say it with a straight face. You might laugh, but I think if he was there and he was a starter and he had time and didn't have so many offensive coordinators coming through, I think like guys like Mike Glennon, like Josh Rosen, I think those guys would be able to develop.
I understand where you're coming from. The development part. Part. What the right team, right time, right situation. Mm-hmm. You know, if you fall into and the opposite, vice versa. If a player falls into the wrong team, wrong time, bad organization, bad,
just remember,
bad locker room, bad everything. The player player will definitely fall through the game. Their play, their mentality, their love for the game, their ability to work with their teammates, all that shit goes down the drain.
Can they transition? Can they transition the knowledge from the classroom to the ball field? I mean, I think that's the biggest one because I really like. I'm not even gonna lie, and I hate to harp on your team, but like Mitch Trubisky, I feel like Mitch Trubisky is a great student. I just don't feel like
the shit on the field.
I don't exactly. It doesn't transfer. Like knowing everything isn't as good as like I could sit here and watch 1,000 YouTube videos of how to change an alternator, but if I can't go outside and do it, what good was the knowledge? What good was the knowledge?
What good are you?
Right. It's just I don't know, man. I can say this, man. I mean, this game just lets you know that this is Dallas is done. They're done. And if I'm Dallas right now, I'm blowing up that team and trying to get anything and everything I can in return. You already lost Robert Quinn. Two of your linebackers can't even stay on the field. One of them's playing his heart out but can't get any help. Man, I don't know. If they don't sign Dak again, I wouldn't be surprised if Dallas becomes the new New York. Like I could see Dak going somewhere else. I could see Dak going somewhere else, and then once he's gone, everybody else starts. Quinn's gone. Like this guy's gone. And they're like, dude, I want out too. Like let Zeke go play for Ohio. I don't give a damn. I can't stand the guy. I never will. Just because he's an Ohio State guy. But
Zeke got the Bengals.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. With Joe Burrow,
that's what I'm saying.
If in a year or two, I think the Cincinnati Bengals with Joe Burrow are going to be entertaining enough.
Well, it's going to be
entertaining enough to think that they're going to be something.
No, it's just it has to be drafts, man. Like it has to be drafts. There's teams that thrive on free agency. There's teams that thrive on draft. And they have the most mystifying position locked down. Joe Burrow is your guy.
No, Joe Burrow's the man.
Regardless.
Joe Burrow's the man.
Get another rusher behind Mixon. Get another receiver.
But like I said, what about a Zeke, dude?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because if they're trying to blow up a team, because you're not going to be able. Like, what good is Zeke going to be in 2 years if you can't get a team?
Or if Dak doesn't re-sign.
Or Dak doesn't re-sign, you don't have a quarterback. You can't get a team on the field. What good is a running back? A workhorse running back.
Yeah.
If you got nobody around, nobody else to help him out,
you're gonna kill the guy, and he's gonna be out. He's gonna be out of the league by 27.
He'll be out of the league. I think big changes are happening in Big D. I hope
so. I really
do.
Nothing would make me happier.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're gonna get out of here. I'm tired of shit. I'm gonna go ahead and smoke a joint and go to bed. I need to get some sleep. This has been the Base Monsters podcast. I'm Adam Vargas. That's Luke Nettles. We'll get to you guys. Is there a Thursday game?
I don't even know.
If there's a Thursday game, We'll be on for the Thursday game. So look for us then. All right, guys, we're gonna get out of here. This has been the Basement Monsters podcast on Sports Zone Chicago. Have a good night.
Go Bucks.
Bear down.